Hey guys, welcome to Bow Hunting Soul. Okay, so you might recognize this backpack. This backpack is the Kifaru Door Gunner, and I had a very similar one, almost identical one, a couple years ago. I ran it for about almost a season, and then if you might remember, I did another video on it about why I wasn't keeping it. And one of the major complaints about it was the ability to strap stuff to it, or the lack of ability, and also because it was a little too small. I always say, like, I pack like a girl, I pack a lot of stuff with me, but after I just missed it. I ended up selling that one, but then I missed it. So then I actually went and got another one. And I went through and I kind of went through my stuff and kind of whittled things down a little bit. So I still pack a lot of stuff, but I'm able to make stuff work. Now, this video isn't necessarily about what I pack in here. This is either for saddle hunting or ground hunting or stuff like that. What you would basically see here would be, everything that I'm gonna put inside of here. Maybe not everything, but then my one stick would go on the outside over here. Kind of hooks through this belt loop over here. These compression straps kind of come around and they suck it in. It's on the front. This isn't a video about that. This is going to be a video about some things that I did to modify this thing that I didn't like about the original, that I thought I could kind of quickly modify at home, and I ended up doing that. So very quickly. Some of the things that I didn't like about the Door Gunner, A, was the size. I wish they would make it bigger, but also it didn't have enough compression straps. It didn't have enough compression straps on the front, on the bottom side, and just a couple of the layout stuff I didn't like with the way they had certain things, and I'm going to get to that. But this is the outside. What I ended up doing is to address the issues with compression straps, I bought a set of compression straps from Kifaru. These are, of course, this is kind of shortened up. I've got the excess tucked in over here, okay, and inside where the belt would go. I don't use a belt with it. And this is basically something for like a sweatshirt or late season, where if I need to put roll up something like bedroll style and slide it in through here, just like an external layer, an outer layer. Okay, so I really needed that, and I made these this compression strap kit work. It comes with, it is like way too long, but because it's meant for bigger packs, obviously, so I ended up putting one side. I actually cut and burned off one end, so one end is not adjustable. This end is what it is, and then this is the end down here that would, like, expand out with this. Like I said, I've got it tucked in here inside where the belt would go. Okay, so that's one. So I addressed that situation. The other one was, and I was doing this on my old one too, is I actually have a small belt pouch, and a small belt pouch goes right here. Okay, now this doesn't have tab loops per se. It has these little tiny loops over here where the zigzag bungee goes, which is zigzag bungee kind of looks cool, but in my opinion, I don't care what backpack you put it on, whether it's a Kifaru or a JanSport, these things don't really do a very good job. You can kind of put a sweatshirt in here sometimes, and what happens is, it finds its way, it kind of bulges up and it kind of finds its way out, and then just kind of flops over and out, right? So this looks cool. Maybe I could take it off, but I kind of like the look of it. But this gives me extra storage on the outside. Now, what I did was, I'm going to show you here on another belt pouch. I'm going to take some stuff out of here, by the way. So here's my ropes. Another belt pouch. This actually is a pouch that goes on my saddle. Okay, this is going to be hanging off my saddle. I took it off so I can demonstrate something for you. And here is my saddle. That comes out, and I don't know, orange. And inside of here is like my kill kit or whatever. So what I ended up doing is, because this front of this isn't really meant for attaching any kind of hardware or anything like, or other soft goods onto it or anything like that. It's got these little tab loops, but they're not real like Pal's webbing tab loops or anything like that. Sorry, sun's in my eye here. It's not really meant for that, but it wasn't going to stop me. So what I did was I actually took a Dremel and I cut. Okay, I cut little notches into there. Okay, so then I was able to then feed this through these little tiny loops, and it ended up working. Now, this tab, you might wonder, what happens is, because this is meant to go on a bigger bag and it kind of gets like stretched out this way, when you put it on a bag that's this small, this ends up a little bit too loose and kind of floppy. So basically what I did is I pinched this and I took out the extra slack and I put one stitch in there. I know you kind of have this tab hanging out. I don't really care. Now, by the way, I'm gonna show you a couple things that I stitched up in here that I didn't like. And my stitching, I am not a seamstress. I don't build packs. I don't do anything like it. I had some heavy thread and a heavy needle, and this stuff is literally just to keep things organized and sucked in, or take out any loose things that I didn't like about it, okay? So that's what I did. Now, if I wanted to use 2 pouches, which I think I'm gonna order another small pouch, this could go 1, 2, 3, 4. It would share those, and it would look just like that, okay? Which is pretty cool. I think it gains you a whole lot of extra storage on the front side over here. I think late season, definitely. When I don't have more room inside of here, I can put easy access stuff like my hat and gloves or whatever will actually fit in here, believe it or not. Hat and gloves will actually fit in there. In here right now, all I carry is the milkweed. Gotta have bug spray and like a compass, just kind of quick access things on the outside that I want quick access to, without having to open up this main compartment. So what this did was basically, like I said, it kind of sucked this in a little bit tighter so it's not so floppy. Otherwise it kind of went down a little too far. Like I said, it may look a little ugly, but it's just a stitch. I don't care. And by the way, this whole thing can come off too. It does this can come off the front, and I can add a second one on there, okay? So not to belabor that point. The next thing that I didn't really, wasn't too jazzed about with the inside of this, and I don't know whether you can see this. I'm gonna kind of maybe drop this down a little bit here. Okay, inside, you've got this hydration port. Okay, this hydration, whoops, we're falling. Let's not fall. Hang on. All right, there we go. So inside of here, we've got this kind of extra little flap in here for where your hydration bladder would go, okay? Light dangle in there. Now this, you can see, again, super ugly. Please don't judge me on my stitching. This is my pack. It's not supposed to be pretty. I don't care whether you like it or not, if it looks ugly or not. This is just stuff that I needed to work for me, okay? So this elastic in here it's too loose, right? I don't use a hydration bladder, number one, and number two, and if I did, I don't know why it's not sucked in super tight to the backside of the inside of this to keep this from flopping. So what happens is, this is a top loader. You're meant to just shove stuff inside of here. Well, this was kind of hanging open too much, even more, then it just kind of, the lip would kind of grab every time I tried to shove stuff in there. I'd consciously have to move this, suck this out of the way, shove it in, and I don't understand why that's so loose. If it was like a shock cord bungee or something like that, that would be super tight, that would suck this in, that would be just fantastic. So what I did is it's almost like when you double over, like something loose, you just take out the slack. That's what I did. I doubled this, so it's tough to see, I'm sorry. I kind of just doubled this over a little bit, put a couple stitches in there. These stitches are ridiculously ugly. I'm sorry about that. I just, I started on modifying the other night, and I just kept going. And it's just to keep the extra slack kind of sucked in. And you still have plenty of access to put stuff into there. It's just this doesn't hang so far down into the main compartment and catch on the mouth of this doesn't catch on everything every time I try to shove stuff in there. It was incredibly frustrating. I don't like that. So anyway, so that's that, okay? It's on the inside, doesn't look super pretty, no one really sees it, but I'm already liking it because I'm kind of OCD about stuff like that. Another thing I'm super OCD about is I am just fanatically worried about losing my car keys or my wallet, okay? Especially my car keys, because if you're like, I don't care if you're 100 yards deep or like 2 miles deep. Losing your car keys and anything that kind of surrounds, look at anything like this, shrubbery and marsh and whatever, you're toast, man. It's an absolute no-go. So what I didn't like is Kifaru puts, here's a headlamp. You've got a top pocket in here, but there was a tab loop in here on the very top pocket, okay, on the outside. Now, this is just a personal thing. I am, like I said, very, very paranoid about potentially, about potentially losing car keys or anything like that flopping out. Sorry, I'm using a really flimsy tripod outside here, so I apologize for that. So, I like to keep my wallet and my keys like inside. Okay, the more deep into the pack, you know, that you need to go, to access it, the better. Because one side, like I lock my car, put my car keys in there, whatever, then I don't want to have anything like flop over and fall out or whatever. So I moved, actually, there was a tab loop in, there was a little key tab, hangy tab in there. This is, again, just me. So this was in here, where is it? Somewhere here. I cut it off, okay, burned it, and then I moved it to this inside flap. There's an inside flap here, okay? So I moved that key thing, the key hanger, into the inside flap. Now you're gonna say, well, why? What does it matter if it's on the outside or inside? Well, part of the problem is this inside flap, and I'm gonna show you like this. Unlike out here, where you've got the zipper on the top side and you've got the depth of this entire thing, so that when you open it up, okay, you've got a nice, you know, not deep pocket, but you got a pocket and zippers on the top, right? This one, the zipper is split right down the middle. So when you open this up, okay, anything that's like on the top side, first of all, is gonna fall. And anything on the bottom side, well, it doesn't have much depth in here to hold it anyway. So, and I wanna keep my wallet and my keys in here. So this basically now has become a compartment where I'm gonna clip my keys, and it appeases super paranoid Emra, and it clips into there, and then my wallet's gonna go in here, and then after that, I'm gonna zip it up, and I'm not gonna access this at all. I would really, really love it if they put the zipper on, well, actually it would sit like this, right? Because it flops over like that. So if they put the zipper on this side and you have a nice deep pocket, this would be so nice if this whole thing, instead of being split in the middle. I understand if you're laying it flat like this on a bench or on the ground and you open it up and you've kind of got like equal access both sides. Maybe that's what they were thinking. But to me, this is, you know, hanging, whether it's hanging in a tree or just kind of just propped up on your car as you're getting ready to go. You know, this thing, when you open it up, it, you know, it kind of flops this way, right? So then it's flat, but then it kind of flops down. So if you open it and it flops down and stuff falls out, that's a no-go for me. That's absolutely something I can't risk. I don't want to risk. So I couldn't change the zipper, obviously. I don't know how to sew zippers. I really wish they would have done the zipper here, have a nice deep pocket, but it's in the middle. So to me, in my mind, again, paranoid me, you're different, comment all you want, but again, it's just my opinion. For me, I can't, this basically renders this pocket something that I'm not going to use. Once I put my wallet and my keys in there, it's done until I get back to the car. That's it. It's a no-go. I'm not accessing things in there because I can't risk opening this up and have let's say if I have a flashlight in here or my headlamp or whatever, or any other things I keep in other compartments. If I can't risk opening this up and potentially running the risk of maybe dropping it into marsh, like I mean, I hunt like that. Okay, do you really think that if you drop something in there, you're gonna find it? And good luck with that. So, long story short, I keep repeating myself, but this, I moved the key tab in here. Wallet's gonna go in there. It's gonna get zipped up, and it's gonna be it's not gonna get touched again until I get back to the car. That way, I know I won't have gone in here for anything else and potentially risked dropping, you know, something more important. So, okay, so that's basically it. Other than that, I don't really have anything else. A couple of the other wish list things I wish they would have had. I wish they would make these kind of side strap compression straps a little bit longer, maybe 2 inches longer. 2 inches longer would be, no jokes aside, 2 inches longer would be huge difference. So because some of us like to strap stuff to the outside here, like I said, my stick goes on here. And by the time you kind of come around and kind of re-click into here, this takes up every bit of strap, and you got to like really force it. If this was just a couple inches longer, that'd be great. Now I understand the design of this. It's not meant to carry the kitchen sink and everything. It's supposed to be super minimalist pack. I get it. But for something like saddle hunting, or if you're like a mobile ground hunter or something like that, and you just want to stick like a stool in here, or you've got either your saddle set up or your ghillie or this, that, and the other, that's fine. But we also need stuff for organization, and we also need stuff for late season, where if we're going to put extra layers on. That's what's missing off this pack. I really love this pack because it's a top loader. If it was bigger, like 1500 cubic inch, I would buy it in a heartbeat. Again, I love the fact that it's a top loader, because when it's sitting in a tree, or even when it's sitting on the ground, you just open it up, get in there and you yank it out, okay? You don't have to worry about a horseshoe zipper. Now my other pack that I use, the Kuiu 1850 Icon Pro, is a horseshoe zipper. I've had that for about 4 or 5 years, but you got to be careful with how you open it, because you got to open a little bit here, and then the horseshoe part flops over, and you got to make sure the whole thing doesn't flop over and everything falls out. I really like this top loader bucket style pack. The other thing I really wish is, I wish these side pockets here were, again, it's this elastic stretchy stuff, but it's not very stretchy. It doesn't suck in very tight. So when you have a bottle of water in here, it's pretty loose, like a 16-ounce bottle of water. It's pretty loose in there. Maybe like a Nalgene or something, yeah, okay, that's going to take up a lot more space. But anything that has maybe that adjustable shock cord, you know, kind of like this, okay, so that maybe you can put a bottle in here and then kind of just like cinch around and tighten up around the neck of the bottle to keep it from moving. I don't trust walking through any of this stuff to not lose the bottle, okay? I use this when I'm in the tree, and I'll stick my phone in here, like quick access to it, because, you know, like anybody else nowadays, I can't stay off my phone when I'm in the tree. That's probably why I hardly shoot anything. But, you know, I know that's not going to fall out, or I'll keep, you know, easy access, like bug spray kind of stuff in there that I don't have to keep opening up or maybe the milkweed, but that's once it's in the tree and kind of hanging there. But walking around with a water bottle or Gatorade bottle or something like a small one, anything other than like the 20-ounce ones or the bigger ones, you know, like a Nalgene size, I don't trust it to be in here. I think it's just a little too loose. But it does, you know, it does work really well for, I was looking for a tripod. You're on the tripod. The tripod will go in here. Real easy, or like a tripod stool, okay, like a 3-legged like tripod stool or whatever. If I'm taking that on a ground hunt, that goes in there pretty easily. So that does help. So anyway, so those are my modifications and still future wish list for the Door Gunner. Make it bigger, 1500 cubic inch minimum, but not too big. This is only 1,000 cubic inch right now, so 50% more capacity in here would be like huge difference. Compression straps a little bit longer. Offer maybe like a shorter compression strap kit for down here. Although this does work, you know, it's a little too long, but if you have like a shorter compression strap kit in here, that's something like maybe this size, instead of these giant bulky heavy duty buckles, which are meant for bigger packs, I get it. That'd be fantastic. And maybe some proper tab loops over here so that we can put things like this on here without having to, you know, resort to like, you know, MacGyver methods here where we're, you know, cutting and notching, you know, these, I don't know what you call them, buckles or not buckles, whatever they are, so that we can actually, you know, fit them onto here. So anyway, I'm going to try and use this pack for as long as I can. You know, as far as until I can't put any more stuff, if I have to end up taking too much cold weather stuff, or for some reason this isn't gonna cut it, as long as I can, because again, I like the ruggedness, I like the size. It could be, again, needs to be bigger, but I like that it feels compact. And what was I gonna say? Oh, and I like the fact that it's a top loader, and it's got really good construction. I really like it. I like the colors. I think it looks cool. These are my modifications. Again, it looks like a grade schooler did it. I apologize, but it's not your pack, it's my pack. And if you wanted to do just some ideas, if you wanted to do something like this on your pack, maybe to get a little bit of extra space, then maybe there's a couple ideas for you. So if you use this pack, let me know. Leave a note in the comments. If you're gonna leave a note in the comments about how terrible my sewing is after I've told you 5 times it's terrible, don't even bother. It'll get deleted. But if you've modified your pack in any way, shape, or form, let me know. Let me know how you use this thing, what you think of it, and yeah, good hunting. The season started for us already, and it's September, and I've already been out with it a few times. I've been out scouting with it a few times, and I was really able to fine-tune what I need and what I don't need, and I think it's going to work out just great. So anyway, I'm rambling. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Like, share, and subscribe, and good luck this season.